So how are you, baby?
I'm good.
Good. What's good? What's good?
Honestly, just I'm good. I mean, life is good, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad to be home.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. You know, we just kind of doing what we got to do right now.
Yeah.
That's it. Just doing what we got to do.
How does it feel to just be doing what you got to do right now?
All right, just for the sake of clarity, I guess. So right now it's like more so just doing what I got to do, meaning that, you know, working on our project, you know, still being intentional about creating every day, still, you know, going to work, got to do that, got to pay the bills, so to say. You know, still training, being as intentional as possible with that, still making sure that, you know, I prioritize our marriage, making sure that we spend time together, that we do stuff, you know, that we getting out the house, spending more time together, you know, dating more, spending that time together. So doing those things that got to be done, being there as much as possible, you know, for baby girl, and making sure that we're having this intentional family time, that she's, you know, getting that time with me so that way we can talk and we can have our moments, you know, of sharing a little bit of life wisdom and all of those things. So,
Right.
doing all of those things, man.
Does it feel overwhelming or like a lot of pressure sometimes when you just doing what you got to do?
Honestly, for me right now, I would say that it doesn't feel overwhelming.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like a lot of pressure. What I honestly feel is that in the doing of a lot of things, you know, that I gotta do, so much that I don't want to do. And it's distracting me from the other things that do take a lot of time, energy, and focus. Like, I love dating you. I love when we get to spend time. I love the time that I get to spend with baby girl. I love all of those things. You know what I mean? Like, I love how we've been more intentional about the way that we spend time together as a family. I love working hard, you know, on this book, on, you know, everything that we're building, you know, like for our brand and stuff like that. Like, I love that hard work. What I hate is everything else that drains my energy to do all of that stuff well. Like, I don't mind grinding it out and putting in the hours and the effort, you know, and working on the stuff, you know, be it creating content, be it, like I said, you know, working on a book and our other products that we working on. I don't care about all of that stuff. Like, I could be as tired as I want to be doing that stuff and be just fine.
Yeah.
Everything else, you know, like I said, it just pays the bills.
Yeah.
And that is really fucking annoying sometimes. Like, you got to do it.
Yeah.
It gets done. But I hate how much energy it takes away from the other stuff that I'd rather be doing. So it's not overwhelming. It's more frustrating than anything most days.
Because you would rather be doing something that's actually meaningful to you.
And I would rather not be tired doing the stuff I really care about.
Right.
And I hate that it takes away from some of my experiences. Yeah.
Because when you're doing things that don't really matter to you, but it does have a purpose in a sense, like paying the bills, like having a job to pay the bills, it still can have a draining effect. And you just like, dang, like, I would rather be doing this. Like, I really wish I could put all my focus on this thing right here because it matters to me more. And it's like, I don't want to be doing this work because I want to do my work, you know? So, yeah, that makes sense to me, babe.
Because, I mean, you only have 100% of your energy.
Yeah.
And life as it is right now, by default, somewhere between 60 and 75% of my energy has to go to stuff that I don't want to do. So everything else gets what's left over.
Right.
And that's the stuff that I really care a lot about.
Yeah.
And I hate that. But that's kind of...
That's the season we're in right now.
That's the season we're in.
Yeah.
You know, so just kind of having to deal with that and just, you know, keep moving forward. And I mean, in all honesty, being completely, you know, honest and transparent, like, even with that being the case, I still did pray to be here.
Yeah.
I did ask to be in the position that I'm in right now. You know, like, even the work that I'm doing, like, it's an answered prayer. You know what I mean? It serves its purpose.
The job that you have.
Yeah, the job that I have right now and the things that I'm doing right now, you know, like, it serves its purpose. So I'm highly grateful of it. You know what I mean? However, even in that serving its purpose right now, when I decided to do that, you know, when I pursued this job, when I did all of those things, it served its purpose knowing that something else was on the other side of that,
right,
and that we will be working towards, you know, some other things as well.
Right.
It's just that now inside of that, it's like the more clear that you get on this other thing that you're working toward, like, the more clear we got on what we want to do with our brand and our business and figuring out, like, how we want to be able to serve our community and the people that we feel called to serve. You know, the more clear we got about the direction of our lives, the more clarity we got around our life as a whole, the more everything else started to feel like a distraction that wasn't moving toward that. Now, again, I look at work like it's my biggest investor right now. It pays for all of the stuff that allows us to be able to do the things that we get to do right now. You know what I mean? So
your job is your biggest investor.
My job is my biggest investor right now.
Okay.
Yeah, like it pays for the trips and the time that we get to spend it. It does all of that. You know what I mean? And so very aware of the reality of it. You know what I mean? So, like, let's not be confused.
Of course.
It's just that as of right now, taking away all of the things that logically make sense, all of the stuff, you know, that is obvious, the human side of it still acknowledges that it still has a energetic impact. It still has an emotional and a mental impact as well.
Yeah.
Regardless of the purpose it also fulfills.
Yeah.
So, not to take away from one side or the other.
Of course.
It's just acknowledging all sides of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just navigating that right now, you know?
How can I better support you?
How can you better support me? More than you already do right now?
Yeah.
I don't really think there's much more you can do. I mean, and I say that very directly.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, the only thing that we can do, you know, is keep building the stuff that we're working on, you know, keep working on our business and finding the best way to be able to bring our vision to life and work on the way that we want to be able to serve our community and also be able to create the products that we want to use, you know, that we want to be able to give to people to where they can be able to have the transformations that we're working on, you know, when it comes to marriage and relationships and things like that. But you've made my day to day as easy and effortless as I could possibly imagine. Like, you help me get out the door in the morning. Like, you pack my bags for me. You do all of this cooking. You literally spend whole days cooking. Whole days. You know what I mean? At one point in time, I was doing some of that stuff and you took all of that weight off of me. Like, you simplified so much of the most draining part of my life right now when it, you know, revolving around training and getting to work and making sure all of that other stuff, like I told you, like, it takes up somewhere between 60 and 75% of all of my energy.
Right.
And you help me manage some of the most draining things around that stuff. And I appreciate that. Like that's as much help and support that I could possibly ask for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do it gladly.
Yeah, and everything else after that is just creativity. You know what I mean? Like the time and energy that I would like to have to like create. Cause I tell you this, man, like there's nothing more frustrating than, well, for me personally, wanting to create and share stuff and do things like that creatively with our content, with writing and other things like that, and not having the energy or the clarity to do it at the level that I want to. Like I got so many creative ideas and things that I want to put out. I just don't have the energy to do it all the time. Yeah. And so, and I'm super, super nitpicky. Like it's because a lot of the stuff that I want to do, it's not like, oh, you know, well, you could still do it tired and all this other. You could. But I also know like that I know how I could do it. I know the energy that I could bring. I know how I want to bring certain things to life and the time that it'll take to practice and do different things. Like I can do all of that. I'm a very, very well aware. You know what I mean? But I'm also just as aware of how I show up and doing those things and not just putting crap out just to put crap out. Like bringing that same level of intentionality that we have in our relationship to everything else that we do.
Right.
So I don't want to just do crap just to say, hey, I'm doing crap. Especially when you know that it don't meet your own standard.
Right.
Like there's a standard to the stuff that I actually want to be able to share and to produce or whatever. But it's just time consuming.
Right.
And right now, like we've said before, creatively, we're operating somewhere around about 20%, maybe 30. Maybe 30%, like at the high end.
Right.
Not nearly where it could be. Not even halfway.
Right.
I'm aware of that.
Right.
I wish that wasn't the case, but right now that's just the season that we in, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We just navigating our way through it, and it's one of those things that you just got to be willing to deal with during the time that you're dealing with it. And right now it's doing what it has to do.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Earlier you said, you was like, yeah, I asked to be here. Like I asked for this job. And you also, you know, took on the mission to be a content creator and talk about relationships and all this stuff. It's like all these things are things you asked for or you went after on your own, but you don't realize the things that are going to come up as you're doing these things that you asked for.
Absolutely.
It's like there's going to be challenges that come along with that as well. And learning how to navigate those in the midst of the wants you asked for. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's one of those things where it's like, you know how people say like, if it's not easier, if it doesn't flow to you or whatever bullshit lingo they have these days, like that means it's not for you.
Flow effortlessly.
Effortlessly, it's not for you. And like, that's not true. Like even the things you want have its own challenges as well. And you have to learn how to navigate that. You're going to have challenges as long as you're alive and breathing. You're going to have challenges.
Yeah.
Like whether you're pursuing something, whether you're pursuing nothing. I mean, pick your poison.
It's coming.
It's coming. So, yeah.
It's like when I think about, you know, eventually when I, you know, do take that leap and I decide to do like content like full time or whatever, right? I'm very well aware that there's going to be a season of learning curves.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not ignorant to that. Like even when we've talked about it, you know, at length, I'm like, bro, I'm very okay giving myself, you know, 3-6 months of like figuring stuff out, finding me a pattern or figuring out what I don't know and knowing that I'm gonna need to put in a ridiculous amount of reps at certain things over time, and that I'm not looking for like, oh, all right, I'm gonna jump in and then, you know, within like a month or two, everything is just gonna be popping off. You know, all this money gonna be flowing in like I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? And so, like, instant gratification is not something that I'm looking for.
Right.
Like, a lot of people jump into things thinking like that. And I won't even sit here and act like I haven't thought like that before.
Right.
But thank God through the gift of consistency, the way that we've grown and we've progressed and all these other things that we spent so much time learning and growing through and all of that stuff, it's given me a very real picture of what it takes to be great in just about anything when it comes to pursuing it like with your whole heart. There's a learning curve. There's things that you don't see coming. There's challenges, like you said before, like this is an answered prayer that we're living in right now.
Absolutely.
Everything from the job, the houses, the things we've been able to accomplish with content, all of those things, like navigating like brand deals, like that came with a level of complexity we didn't know about.
Right.
Like all of these different things, man, it comes with stuff that you're not as aware of until you're in it. And so even right now, being in an answered prayer and navigating its challenges, when we move on to the next answered prayer, there's going to be more challenges. But the goal is not to avoid the challenges. It's to get the transformation while you're in the challenges.
Yes.
And so even though, I may feel drained and I may feel tired and stuff like that at times and all of that stuff, I'm very well aware of the fact that I still asked to be here. And that's okay. Like I can be tired, I can be challenged and all of that stuff. And I understand that it's going to make me better.
Right.
I just have to be able to control myself and announce that way I can continue to do what I need to do. And that's okay. Yeah. It's just that some days in my humanness, I be feeling real human.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like I know like not every day is going to be, like super motivational, super high energy. Like I'm just lifting everything in the gym and I got all the words to say on the show and when we creating and stuff like that. Like, bro, them days ain't going to come all the time.
Right.
But when you do have them, maximize them.
Yes.
And so, and some days, man, it's just, some days you're just going to show up and this is the best you get today.
Yeah.
This is just the best you get today. And that's okay. And realizing that, you know what? Can you still perform in those days also? And being able to do that consistently over time is a gift because you realize how much more you still got left in the tank. You also realize that you don't need the perfect conditions to be able to perform or to be able to do something well.
Right.
You learn all of these things about yourself that you couldn't have learned without being able to be in a position where you're not as 100% and still have to show up and be able to do something well or hell, do something at all rather than just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah. And something we also learn is how to show up for each other in those moments.
Absolutely.
Because right now, I would say you're obviously more drained than me. You have a lot more going on, especially outside of the household than I do. So I'm having to figure out, like, what do you need from me? How can I show up for you so I can take off, certain loads for you and make things easier for you. And there's been times not too long ago where it was me and I'm like, bro, I can't, like, and you was doing the same thing for me. And I think that's where the conversation is kind of going. It's like just showing up for your person, like checking in with each other and seeing how you can better help each other in whatever you're going through, because we both have our own different worlds. Even though we're married, we have our own different worlds. So we have to invite each other in so we can actually show up for each other in each other's world.
Absolutely.
So, this was a beautiful way to bring it all together.
and here's the thing that I don't think a lot of people may even realize, man. When we get to our next answer prayer, right? There's going to be so much gratitude at that stage because of this stage.
For sure.
And it's not always about it being the smoothest, easiest path and all of that other stuff. Like the gratitude is built in the going through. And then it's also reinforced and magnified when you get through that thing to look back and be able to see how far you've come and what you've grown through.
Yes.
So it sucks right now in the now sometimes. But once we get through that, we're going to be like, man, you remember when we went through XYZ and how that didn't break us or how tired we was at, this point and how we were feeling and thinking and all of those different things. And then we got to here and now we like, bro, look how far we've grown. Look how much we've, we've accomplished. Look what we've made it to. We do that now when we think back to what we was going through, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
We do that crap all the time. We like, man, I can't believe that we let ourselves, fall off like that, or that we were going through all of this stuff and we didn't handle that situation better. But we made it through it and we got through it, and look at where we are now. And so like that's a never ending journey.
Yeah.
Like that's never going to stop. Like even when we look at our marriage and the things that we've navigated through that, there's so much gratitude in making it through those tougher seasons and still showing up for each other through those seasons. Like I still come home every day and the first thing I'm going to do is kiss you. I'm going to come over there and let you know that I love you, no matter how difficult or annoying or frustrating my day may be. I just come over there, I hug you, I hold you, just lay with you or something like that for a minute, whatever the case may be. I'm going to acknowledge your presence as soon as I walk in this door. You know what I mean? Just to let you know that whatever happened there is there, and I'm here now. You know what I mean? Like when we have our date days and weekends and vacations and all of these other things or whatever, like I'm present. I ain't thinking about work. I'm giving you the best energy that I got in those moments. You know what I mean? And like it's maximizing the opportunities that we have to be able to love on each other, to show up for each other, and to be just in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, and that in and of itself is a gift, because we both are aware of what we got going on and the toll that it takes on us. And there's another type of love that matter of fact, not even just love, there's another type of like love and appreciation and gratitude and all of that stuff that you get from seeing your partner go through what they growing through, and then them still loving on you the best way that they can.
Yes.
And being there for you the best way that they can, because we don't take that for granted. Like when you show up for me the way that you do, man, and the way that you like take stuff off my plate and do all of these different things, and like I don't take none of that stuff for granted. Even the fact that, you do the things that you do just to try to like cheer me up when I need it, or to just show me some love and affection and stuff like that when you're tired and you're drained also, and your energy has been depleted, and you still do the best that you can. And I do the same, and I try to show it the best way that I can. Like there's a high level of appreciation there because we're both aware of our state. We feed off of each other, and we still do the best that we can to let us know that we're not alone in this thing.
And my thing is, like, I wouldn't dare go out into the world and give the world my everything, but then come home and give my man my scraps of energy.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, if I can do that out in the world, I damn sure finna do it for my man. Like, we're building a life together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people do. They give their best to the world, and then they come home and they're tired for their spouse, or they're tired for their kids. And it's understandable. It's definitely understandable. But sometimes you just got to dig a little deeper and show the people that actually care about you, that actually love you, that actually mean something to you, and you mean something to them, that show up for them, love on them.
And to your point, because I mean, this is a daily like challenge every single day. Regardless of if I don't have the energy that I would like, that still doesn't take away the fact that I'm finna give you my time.
Right.
We're going to do our walks. We're going to do our talks. We're going to check in with each other. We're going to talk about anything. We're going to spend some time together and just catch up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm not as high energy as I will be on the weekend, like, I'm still going to give you the best of whatever I got in that moment. And thank God we're understanding enough to where we can still be in each other's presence, and like we're not trying to pull more out of each other than what we can do.
Yeah.
And like we don't put that type of pressure on each other. I'm like, shoot, I've had days where I've come on, man, like, and we might talk a little bit like from our walk and stuff like that. And then, man, we quiet most of the day, but we like just sit together, or you'll put your feet on me, or we'll put on a TV show or something like that, and just be in each other's space.
Yeah.
Like there's days like that, but we'll look over at each other every so often and we'll smile. Or if I go to the kitchen or something like that, like I'll get up and then I'll give you a kiss and go get something. Or coming back. Like there's these little small pockets of where we will still acknowledge each other's presence and then let each other know that, hey, I love you. I'm thinking about you. Like, I probably ain't got all the energy right now, but know that I'm thinking about you, that I care about you, and that my love, like all of it, is still here for you.
You know what it made me think about? When we were stationed in Washington and they was working you like a dog out there, and you would come home from work and you would literally like give me a hug, lay on me, and fall asleep.
All the time.
Like all the time. And we both were in the military. We both had jobs. I was in school. But that moment, like the moments where you did that, it wasn't like, no, get off me. I got stuff to do. It was never like, no, like take your little nap, baby. I'm gonna rub your head. Let's take your hat off. Let's take your jacket off. It's kind of hot. Like, okay, let's lay here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you know, we're talking about the right now, but I think about so many times even before in our earlier years where we showed up for each other like that. It's like, no, I want you here. Like, I'm happy you home.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, it just made me think about that. I'm like, oh, we're so cute. We're so stinking cute.
and bro, this is way before any type of content. I'm like,
yeah.
I got plenty of pictures, man, of when I came home and would literally like fall asleep on you completely on accident. Wouldn't even be trying to. Like, I'll hug you, and then our hug be 10 seconds longer than it need to be. The next thing you know, I'm like out of there. And then I'm like, oh crap, what just happened? You know what I mean? Like, you fell asleep, baby. And then like you just like rub the back of my head and like eventually, you know, we'll shake it off. But yeah, man, like that was a normal thing for a long while, for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And shoot, like right now, man, it ain't too far from that.
That's what I'm saying.
It ain't too far from that right now, man. Like, I be feeling like that nowadays, and you know, our walks be picking me up a whole lot more. But the thing is just understanding that we are in a season right now to where this is just what's required.
Yeah,
and that's okay. And I know a lot of the times, man, you know, people can find themselves in seasons like this, and it feel more difficult than what it has to be. I think where we have a little bit of leverage is the fact that we know what we're moving toward. Yeah. We're very clear on what the payoff is for this season. And we're working on that in the now. We're very clear on who we're working to become. We're very clear on what we expect next year. We're very clear on what we're expecting and what we're working toward the next 2-3 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, we know exactly what type of life we're looking to build and to be living in and to be pursuing and what we're going to be doing, you know, after baby girl is gone. So we look at these seasons that we're in as being just seasons because we already know what we're transitioning to. Before we got in this house and before we moved here, we already knew it was on the way. We was working on it a year and a half before it happened. Yes. And so expectations meet reality. Now we're already in that reality and we're already set our expectations on the next reality and we're working toward it. And then we talk about it and we count the cost. Yeah. We already knew what it was going to be like. Yeah. We already know. We've already talked about what we expect to work like when I'm home full time, you know, when that time comes. We've already talked about all of these things in detail, deep detail. Granted, some things will change, but the thing about us is the fact that we're constantly revisiting these conversations as we grow, as we develop, and all of these things. We continue to revisit the conversations so that way we can gain more clarity on. We're working in that direction. So our tiredness, our exhaustion, our challenges in the moment, they're purposeful. Oof. They're purposeful, and we've already counted the cost and we've accepted what comes with it. Yes. And so our grind, so to say, is not in vain. We know what we're moving toward together, and we also know the importance of making sure that we maintain some us on the journey. Exactly. We maintain us some connection on the journey. We haven't put off trips. We haven't put off intentional time. Our whole brand is around our marriage. It would be crazy for us to not be prioritizing our marriage in spite of everything that we have going on.
Right.
So we're still doing that very on purpose, like very intentionally. You know what I mean? So it's just coming with a little bit more complexity, and that's okay. We signed up for this. Right now, what we're dealing with, it just is what it is, and that's okay. As long as we keep talking, as long as we keep each other included, as long as we're having these conversations that allow us to keep just revisiting what we're feeling, what we're thinking, whatever changes we may be experiencing, whatever the case, as long as we're keeping each other included, we real good.
Right.
Like not just good, we real good.
Right.
And like that's leverage that we have. Like there's no hard conversations that we hiding from. There's nothing that we feel like, that we can't talk about.
Right.
Regardless of the hard days or not, we still open up and we share what we're dealing with in those days. When days are more difficult than what we expect, we allow each other to have that space to be able to just like chill and just rest and like navigate that however we need to at that time.
Right.
And it ain't no pressure to like perform. Like we take every day, in stride, and we do the best of what we can those days. Some days are better than others, and we just support each other through the journey, man. Like we still got a lot more life to live, God willing. And so we just accept what we are, keep dreaming, keep working toward that dream, putting our faith in action.
Yes.
Actually doing something, following through on the things that we talk about, not just throwing out a whole bunch of promises without any action to follow, any proof, any evidence of us moving and making progress in the direction of the things that we're talking about. So it's not just dreaming, it's work being put into the dream. Again, we're sitting in a dream right now while working toward the next dream very intentionally. So we already set the expectation. So when we get there, we be like, bro, we already saw this coming. This picture was painted in clear detail long before we got here. So yeah, man, right now we just navigating this season the best way that we can, doing what we got to do, and just loving each other through it.
That's good, baby. Thanks for sharing.
Well, thank you for having the questions to ask. That's how I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
How you feeling in all of this?
Oh, you don't think the episode long enough?
Nah, it ain't.
Oh, okay.
How you feeling in all of this?
I feel good. I feel good. I feel like this season was meant for me to not be as stressed out and just be calm and peaceful so I can support you through this season. So I think like we're exactly where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm having to find another gear. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that, you know, we've done enough things to where you could feel way more relaxed. Mm-hmm. You know, we've already talked about some of that stuff in previous episodes. But like you said, man, we're right where we need to be. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of the challenges that I'm dealing with right now are the required tests for me to become who I'm praying for.
Yes.
And that's okay.
And I believe that. I believe that.
'Cause I know what I'm praying for. Like, I know who I'm trying to become. Mm-hmm. And I also know that in order to become that, you got to face the challenges that that person would already have overcome. Mm-hmm. So right now we're doing what's required, because you don't get the blessing without the lesson. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't get to become that next version of you without going through what that person needs to go through.
Right.
And so this is okay.
It is.
And that's why we can have joy always as we navigate it.
Right.
Because it's not in vain. It's with purpose.
Absolutely.
On that note, if you guys got value out of the episode, please do let us know, man, because we do want to hear from you guys. And thank you so much for spending this time with us, because we've truly enjoyed it. And for those of you who don't know, we have moved our episode publishing days to Wednesday. Wednesdays are going to be the ones now.
Wednesdays going to be there.
Wednesdays are going to be our new days that we publish our episodes, man. So if you've been rocking with us all this time, we thank y'all for understanding. And you can look forward to being able to catch our new episodes every Wednesday now instead of Monday. So just want to give you guys that update. So having said that, my name is John Tron. This is my beautiful queen,
Adoria.
We are one dope couple. And until next time, family, peace and love.